Om Sadashiva-Samarambham Shankaracharya-Madhyamam Asmadacharya-Paryantam Vande Guru-Paramparam. Om. Again, it's a great privilege for us to be able to study the Bhagavad Gita in a very systematic manner. We are coming to the end of the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. This Shatkam, this group of 6 chapters predominantly gives us the clearer idea of what God, from Eka Rupa to Aneka Rupa. It brings about asking to download grace, to be very sensitive to grace. And very important in these verses is to be able to invoke bhakti. We are just before the Bhakti Yoga chapter. So we will listen to the last few verses of the 11th chapter, beginning with verse 46. Pallavi, if you can begin.
Hari Om, sir. Kiritinam gadinam chakrahastam ichwami tvam dradrusham mahat tataiva taineva rupena chaturbhujena sahasrabhao bhava vishwamurte. In this shloka, the word meaning is Aham Ishwami, I wish, Dradrusham, to see you, Tatha Evam, in the same form as before, Kiritam, with crown, Gadinam, with mace, Chakrahastam, with the disc in your hand, Sahasrabhau, O Lord, with 1,000 arms, Vishwamurte, O Lord, with universal form, Bhava, appear, Tena Evam, with that very same Chaturbhujena Rupena, 4-armed form. I wish to see you in the same form as before, with crown, with mace, and with the disc in your hand. O Lord, we see 1,000 arms, O Lord, with universal form, appear with that very same 4-armed form. This is the conclusion of Bhakti. To recap, we have seen 3 profound emotional outpourings of Arjuna. First, Ashcharyam or astonishment. Second, Bhayam or fear. Third, the present stage of Bhakti. Instead of 1,000 arms, he wishes to see Krishna with 4 arms. How could the extra pair be explained? Perhaps Arjun was overwhelmed with anxiety and confusion. Essentially, he wanted Ekarupa Krishna, his dear and familiar friend, back in Krishna Murti and not Vishwarupa. How are we supposed to react to the 4 arms of Krishna? Chaturbhujena Rupena, expression of Arjuna. There is one unhealthy trait in human beings called Asuya. Guneshu Dosha Avishya Karana, like Kama Krodha, in contrast to Anasuya, which is the absence of Asuya. While studying the scriptures, the tendency to focus on controversial parts and reject the message intended for us. Shastra says that studying with Asuya gives a student difficulty in benefiting from the scriptures. Shastra Anugraha means dwelling in these seemingly controversial aspects with Shraddha till it becomes sense to you. These controversial parts may be symbolic, exaggerations, or just to make you pause and think when the flow of words is monotonous. Arjuna now displays a certain level of immaturity when he is unable to withstand the diversity of Vishwarupa Ishvara. Now, Vishwarupa Darshana means learning to look at the whole creation with all its diversities, the good and evil, as the Lord. A reverential attitude of acceptance with regard to every event in creation to become a Vishwarupa Bhakti, and inner maturity is required to accept extremes like birth and death as an integral part of Bhagwan. Here the message for us is that after being well established in Ekarupa or Ishtadevta Bhakti, we should expand our vision to Vishwarupa Bhakti by visualizing our Ishta Devata in the Vishwarupa. Example, if Krishna is my Ishta Devata, all people are Krishna in different forms. The entire cosmos is Krishna. This is the essence of Aneka Rupa Bhakti. Once we are anchored in this Vishwarupa Bhakti, our minds become ready for Arupa Ishvara Bhakti or Nirguna Ishvara Bhakti. Hari Om.
Thank you very much, Pallavi. It was nice to listen to this presentation. After getting so tuned to Swami Param, it becomes very nice when someone speaks in tune with Swami Param's explanation of these verses. Normally, these verses are controversial verses because there is a reference, I want your original Krishna with 4 arms. And there are a lot of people who have gone into extreme discussion about what do you mean by Krishna with 4 arms. Our teacher, Swami Param, dismisses it absolutely as irrelevant. Let us not focus on the unessential and keep your focus that we are here to discover Sri Krishna in everything that you see, as you nicely brought out. Rekha, will you continue verse 47?
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. To recap a little bit for myself, so in the beginning of chapter 11, Arjuna tells Krishna that though he had understood very clearly that Sri Krishna alone was the Jagat Karanam, that is in the Eka Rupa form, he does not get the true impact of Ishvara or Aneka Rupa Darshanam. And so Arjuna requests Sri Krishna's help to see the world in Ishvara. We learn that to view the world as divine, we need Divya Chakshu or divine vision, which is really a pure, refined mind, which is free of impurities. Normally, this process of purification takes a long time, a lot of karma yoga and upasana yoga to remove all the malas, impurities that are there. But Arjuna here is in the battlefield and he has no time. He's also unprepared. But what he has, he's very fortunate, he has Krishna at hand. Krishna is in front of him, and so he requests him, and Krishna listens to him. He heeds to this special request, and he blesses him with the Divya Chakshu because he sees Arjuna as a dear disciple. But, and this is a big but, there are inbuilt flaws in this Divya Chakshu, which is attained like this. Swami Param tells us. It is like a Bhagwan-aided artificial purification. And so the flaws that it has is that it is temporary. And also the effect it produces is also not full. It cannot be assimilated. It cannot be understood. And this is why, though initially Arjuna is thrilled and wondrous, later he's afraid and frightened. And as Pallavi just explained so well, he wants to see Sri Krishna in a more benign form as Narayana. So now in verse 47, Krishna replies, Shri Bhagavanu Vacha, Maya prasannena tavarjunedam rupam param darshitam atma yogat tejomayam vishvam anantam adyam yanme tvad anyena na drishta purvam. The meaning of this is, the Lord said, my dear Arjuna, by my Maya Shakti, Atma Yogat, and happily being pleased with your devotion and sincerity, prasannena, this supreme form, idam param rupam, has been shown to you, darshitam tava, by me. Such a form of mine is radiant, tejomayam, universal, vishwam, limitless in time and space, anantam, and also primal or firstborn, adyam. And it has not been seen, na drishta purvam, by anyone other than you, Arjuna, tvad anyena. So Krishna tells Arjuna that what has been shown to him is really wonderful and superlative, and furthermore that no one else has had the good fortune of seeing this. Swami Param tells us not to take this literally but figuratively. What Krishna wants is Arjuna to understand the enormity of what has been shown to him, that too at his own request. But now he says that he cannot bear to see that same thing which he had requested earlier. Now, why is it figurative? Because we already know that Sanjaya had described to Dhritarashtra in the court what Arjuna saw. And also earlier in the Mahabharata, Krishna had shown his Vishwarupa to Duryodhana when he went to broker peace, though unfortunately it was not accepted. We also know he had shown it to Yashoda when he was a child. The story all of us know so well. But what is likely is that the exact same form may not have been shown in these different occasions. I've also read elsewhere that it's possible that this Vishwarupa actually need not be shown to true devotees because they really do not want it. And that particular universal form, the scary form, was exhibited by Krishna to Arjuna to probably set a criterion. And that maybe there might be later people who would claim to be incarnations of the Lord, and only if they were able to show this, they might be the true avatars of Krishna. But I would request Dr. Timmappa to comment on the last later. Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank you, Dr. Rekha. I hope you're still there online.
Yes, yes.
So Krishna, Swami Param has given us a wonderful way to look at the world. When you become more sensitive, everything that you see is the pratyaksha form of Ishvara. That is why you do not have to go into something very extraordinary to be able to see the Lord. In the 10th chapter, Krishna sensitizes us to see when you see the Ashwatha tree, when you see the Himalayas, when you see the Ganga, there you see me. But then this chapter said anything and everything, including the good and bad, is me in its magnificent form. Although we have so many illustrations of multiple heads and multiple hands and all that, but what we need to see is everybody's heads and everybody's hands are the forms of Krishna. You concluded by saying something, Dr. Rekha?
Yes, just that, is it basically to say that there would be imposters coming later, and they also need to show their universal form to somebody to prove that they are incarnations of Krishna.
I know, maybe, because as you rightly pointed out, this is the third time, first time to his mother, second time when he went to broker peace. But see, I do not know why Krishna has to do it because he is that, he does not have to do this. But remember, these are all stories. And let us not give too much importance to these, when you are looking at these, when you are a little child, these stories attract you very much. But as you get into a little more maturity, these stories are like a pole vault, help you to understand the glory of Sri Krishna. But then with real maturity, whatever you see around you is manifest Sri Krishna. As he said, no, mattaha parataram nanyat. In everything is reflecting the glory of God. And in that way, our whole life should be ecstasy and ecstasy and ecstasy. That is what mystics see. For mystics, the whole world is that. So these stories are very nice. We will accept these stories from a particular level, but then we dismiss these stories also. Thanks, Dr.
Thank
Rekha.
you. Thank you.
We'll go to we are enjoying both the story aspect is nice, the substance aspect is nice. And each time we are grateful to Swami Param for giving us such a mature and such a balanced understanding. Triveni, will you continue this beautiful experience, verse 48?
Thank you, Doctor. Namaste. Na veda yagnadhyayanaihi na danaihi na chakriyabhihi na tapobhihi ugraihi evam rupah shakya aham nriloke drashtum tvadanyena kuru pravira. Hey Kuru Pravira, hey Arjuna, best of the Kuru warriors, na veda yagna adhyayanaihi, neither study of Vedic scriptures or performance of rituals and sacrifices, na danaihi, nor by charity, na kriyabhihi, nor by pious activities, na ugraihi tapobhihi, nor by severe austerities, shakyaha, can, aham, I, drashtum, be seen, evam, thus, Rupaha in this form, Nriloke in the material world, Tvat Anyena, except by you. As it is impossible to behold the Vishwarupa or divine universal form without the blessings of Lord Krishna, by his grace, Arjuna was able to see it and thus was fortunate. This Lord Krishna is affirming with statements like, Na Veda Yajna Adhyanaihi, meaning not by study of the Vedas or the performance of Vedic rituals. No living entity in the material worlds of mortals can see the Vishwarupa without Lord Krishna's grace. Even if one studies and learns the complete Vedas, and even if one perfects and executes the Vedic rituals such as the Agnihotra regularly, and even if one gives in charity to worthy persons such as land, daughters in marriage, food for the hungry, and even if one performs austere penance, all these activities, even though performed perfectly, will not qualify one to see his Vishwarupa. And Lord Krishna uses the particle na, meaning not, 4 separate times to emphasize the point that without his grace, it is impossible to ever behold his Vishwarupa. In Vedanta, there is a Nyaya called Nyaya Nahi Ninda Nyaya, the logic of non-criticism. Nahi Ninda Nindyam Ninditum Apitu Stutyam Stotum. The intent of the criticism is not to criticize one, but to glorify the other. Superficially, the poet seems to criticize something, but his intent is to highlight the glory of the thing under consideration. The intent is to glorify the higher, not to criticize the lower. It is this that Krishna is using here. All spiritual sadhanas are equally important, whether it is Satyam, Tapaha, Yagnaha, or Vedadhyanam. But in a particular context, the scriptures highlight a particular sadhana, and in this context, it is Bhakti. Swami Paramarthananda stresses that there is no need to be confused by the Nahi Ninda Nyaya used to only highlight the Bhakti sadhana. For example, in Taittiriya Shikshavalli, Swadhyaya will be highlighted and all the others will be brought down. And here in this 48th verse of the 11th chapter, we find Krishna saying that all other sadhanas are useless, but bhakti is important. So each time we have to read the verse as Veda Yajna Dhyanaihi Rupaha na drashtum shakyaha. Danaihi evam rupam na drashtum shakyaha. Kriyabhihi na drashtum shakyaha. In each thing na is there. Then who can see it? In Nriloke, in the human world, it can be seen only by those people who are like Arjuna. It cannot be seen by anyone other than him, because he alone has got that special and unique qualification meant for Vishwarupa Darshana. That unique qualification is Bhakti, which alone will help in Vishwarupa Darshanam. And that too, what type of Bhakti? That also we have to remember, because in the 7th chapter, Krishna has talked about 4 types of Bhakti: Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu, and Gnani Bhakti. Therefore, by Bhakti, he means Jignasu Bhakti, a mature Bhakti, which means a devotion through which a person really wants the Ekarupa Ishvara Darshanam. Such a mature bhakti alone can help. At this juncture, we can consider Arjuna to be a Jignasu Bhakta, because he demonstrates that he is an informed mumukshu, because he understands the nature of the problem, which is to dispel self-ignorance and reach Atmagnana. Hey Kurupravira, hey Arjuna, by addressing Arjuna as Kurupravira, the Lord shows that Arjuna was the greatest hero of the Kuru race, and it was unbecoming of a hero like him to be overcome with fear. In conclusion, even by devout and diligent study of the Vedic scriptures and their supporting texts, it is not possible to witness Lord Krishna's Vishwarupa or the divine universal form. Only due to Arjuna's unflinching devotion to and friendship with Lord Krishna throughout his life was it possible for him to be graced to see this form. Those without devotion can never qualify to see it. Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank you, Triveni. A very nice explanation of this verse, particularly the emphasis that you gave for Nahi Ninda Nyaya, that we should not devalue any of the useful sadhanas, but just saying, quoting this verse and say Krishna said this. Yes, sometimes you feel a little jealous why the Lord is favoring Arjuna, favoring Sanjaya. He's showing his magnificent form only to very few and not to all of us. As Swami Param says, this whole world, this Vishwarupa, is available to all of us. Bring devotion and bhakti into your hearts. Those of you who have had the privilege to read Swami Tapovan Maharaj's books on the wanderings of the Himalayas, you will see the mystic, the jnani, when he looks around, when he sees the sunrise and the sunset and the mountains. Of what a beautiful description he makes of the Vishwarupa Ishvara Darshana. Believe me, you don't have to go to the Himalayas. Morning or evening, go to the terrace of your own home and you see the magnificence of the Vishwarupa Ishvara Darshan. Thanks, Triveni. Lata Mishra, can you explain to us verse 49?
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. My pranam to the divinity residing in all of you.
Very soft,
A bit
please.
louder, madam. A bit louder.
My pranam to the divinity residing in all of you. Verse 49. Mate vyatha macha vimur bhavo drishta rupam ghor mridnamidam vyapet bhi pritamana punastvam tadeva me rupamidam prapashya. In 11th chapter, the yoga of the vision of cosmic body, revealing the glory and the rarity of his cosmic body in verse 47 and 48, Lord consoles Arjuna in this verse 49 and directs him to behold the Chaturbhuja form and then resume the human semblance, declaring that entire universe is held in mere fraction of his being. Lord says, Arjuna, you have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free again from all the disturbances. With peaceful mind, behold once again my Chaturbhuj Rupa with Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, from Anek Rupa to Ek Rupa Ishvaraha. So, you can reciprocate his respectful, worshipful, loving service with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We can experience Krishna Vande Jagat Guru, how lovingly he allows that aviram, a pause of comfort moment during his teaching to seekers, Atman. That's the beauty about the Vedic teaching. It's never imposed upon a seeker. Indeed, it prepares him with Nitidhyasana. Vimudhatvam means istabhata, that is mentally being overpowered. Immobilization kind of a mind. Confused is Vimur Bhavo. Arjuna is experiencing that now. And therefore, Krishna says, Mate Vyatha, may you not be mentally pained. May you not suffer from that of my Drishta Rupam of Ghoram Idrik Rupam, which is frightening for you. But for a mature people who are Tejomayam, Vishwam, Anandam, and Adhyam, in the path of spirituality, it's not a frightening. Therefore, it's a mental preparation. Example, many people just seeing the blood faint. Imagine if the surgeon has this problem, would it work? Swami Vivekananda has said, the road to the higher up, supreme, is the roughest and steepest in this universe. It's wonder that so many succeed. No wonder that so many fall. Character has to be established through 1,000 stumbles. Fourth line, me idam tadva rupam pravasye. Now you may see my good old Krishna form, Ek Rupam, once again, Vyapet bhi, without any fear, with the pleasant and relaxed mind. Hari Om.
Thank you. Thanks, Lata, for an explanation. Essentially, when you see this verse, we have to get this message. Krishna is very clearly, somebody has to mute your microphone, please. From this, we have to very clearly understand, Krishna is saying, although you are seeing my terrible form in the Vishwarupa Darshan, you should not be afraid. And how do we take that? There is only one way. And that way is this whole world of experience, everything that I see, including my body and mind, is mithya. Mithya means it is of a lower order of reality. I have now understood I come from a higher order of reality, and anything that happens in the lower order, that is the world around me, which can disturb me, and anything that happens to my body, my mind, my family, is mithya. And if this understanding is very clear, that is the only way you can see this frightening form of Sri Krishna and still not be affected and not have any fear. So Kanya, please, verse 50.
Hari Om. Yeah. Now Krishna is back. He is reverted back to his original Ekarupa form. I would like to have a recap of the events that led him to be back on his original form. This chapter, Vishwarupa Ishvara Darshana, has 55 verses, which reveal the various emotions that Arjuna experienced in the course of cosmic vision. Verses 15 to 22, Arjuna expressed his wonder, seeing the glory of the Lord. Then, seeing the destructive Kalagni Rupa of the Lord, he expressed fear in verses 23 to 30. He was not able to bear the Bhayankara sight. Out of fear, he questioned the Lord, "Who are you and what is your role?" To which the Lord replied in verse 32 that he is the mighty Kala Tattva and his role is destruction, Pralaya. He is both the time principle and the timeless. After the Lord convinced him that he is the Srishti, Sthiti, Laya Karta and Karma Phaladata, and his role is creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe to maintain dharma, Arjuna's fear was replaced by surrender. So he seeks Lord's forgiveness for not knowing his cosmic form and treating him as a close friend. This is revealed in verses 35 to 45. Arjuna is also happy and proud that he had the rare opportunity for Vishwarupa Darshana because of the Divya Chakshu blessed by the Lord to him. But his fear had not totally vanished. So he pleads with the Lord to show him his original Eka Rupa form from the Aneka Rupa form. Lord agrees and reverts back to his original Eka Rupa form with the crown, disc, 4 arms, etc. Verses 45 to 55 are the concluding verses Upasamhara. This verse 50 is a quote from Sanjaya, who had a remote, far-sighted vision and had been giving a running commentary of the happenings in the battlefield to the blind king Dhritarashtra. Here goes the verse. Ityarjunam Vasudevas Tatoktva Swakam Rupam Darshayamasa Bhuyaha Ashwasa Yamasa Cha Bhitamenam Bhutva Punaha Saumya Vapur Mahatma. Ityarjunam, having said thus to Arjuna, Vasudeva, Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, Darshayamasa Bhuyaha Swakam Rupam, showed again his own form. Bhutva Saumya Vapuh, having assumed the pleasing form. Ashwasa Yamasa Bhitamenam, console the frightened Arjuna. Sanjaya said, having said thus to Arjuna, the Lord Krishna showed again his form, and having assumed the pleasing form once again, the great Lord consoles the frightened Arjuna. Now the Lord has reverted back to his Eka Rupa form as Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, Swakam Rupam Darshayamasa. But Arjuna's fear continued, like how a crying child needs his mother to console him. The Lord consoled him. Ashwasa Yamasa Enam Bhiti, and showed his Saumya Rupa. Now this transition, meaning Bhagavan's shifting from Vishwarupa to Ekarupa, that is from the universal form to the pleasant Krishna form, does not mean his Vishwarupa disappeared, which would mean dissolution of the universe. This only indicates withdrawal of the Divya Chakshu, which the Lord had blessed Arjuna temporarily. Arjuna was not ready to accept the pairs of opposites in the universe. His temporary Divya Chakshu was withdrawn, which means his Ahankara, Mamakara were back. So he could not have a balanced vision of the Dvanda, pair of opposites, in Vishwarupa. Birth, death, old age, health, sickness, association, dissociation, raga, dvesha, which form a part of Vishwarupa, should not be considered as pair of opposites, but as complementary to each other. Only a matured mind has the ability to accept both the positive aspects and the negative aspects of creation. Swamiji says, Ekarupa Bhakti of Ishta Devata gives inner strength to expand our vision for Aneka Rupa. Because of his Ankara and Mamankara for the loved ones, Arjuna was not ready yet to accept the totality of Vishwarupa Ishvara Darshana. In the present pandemic crisis, we are all like Arjuna, not able to see the dreadful Kalagni Rupa of the crisis. It's a challenge to train the mind to accept the totality. We are trapped in enclosed consciousness, which means we want to see only the glories. Swamiji illustrates another example of a cultural program for children arranged in a school where children play various roles on stage and their parents come to watch the kids perform. So concentrate only on their kids' performance, but do not generally focus on other kids. This is enclosed consciousness. The universe is a drama stage, and we need to train our mind to accept the totality. This can happen through sadhana to free the mind from raga dvesha. Such a sadhaka can go further to arupa nirgana ishvara bhakti. Hari Om.
Thank you. Thank you, Sukanya. A very nice explanation. So we have come back to the scene where Sanjaya is explaining and bringing a conclusion of this beautiful chapter. Dr. Jagdish, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Very clear.
Okay. In the first place, thank you, Sukanya. You gave a beautiful revision from the first sloka up to the today's presentations. Now,
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So far in today's presentations, in Shloka 46, Arjuna requested Krishna to come down from his wondrous but scary form. And in Shloka 47, Krishna accedes to that while educating him that infinite cosmic body was never seen by anyone else other than you, Arjuna. And Shloka 49, Krishna comes to the human form, and by Shloka 50, my previous Shloka, it is a Sanjaya Uvacha. The high-souled Krishna consoles the frightened Arjuna by showing his loving human form. Now my Shloka 51 is by a much relieved Arjuna Uvacha, and it goes, Drishta idam manusha rupam tava saumyam janardana idanam asmi samvrittasa chetah prakritim gata. The padatha is quite simple. Drishtva idam manusha rupam. Drishtva is seeing, idam, this one, that is the manusha rupam, human form. Next phrase, tava saumyam janardana, you are gentle, the saumya aspect of you, Krishna. Idanim asmi samvritaha, this, now I am composed. Chetaha prakritim gataha, my mind, chetaha, prakritim has become normal. Now, in the many previous shlokas, Lord strikes terror only to the extent necessary to tame the straying mind. It's like putting a little fish in troubled, turbulent waters to terrorize it a little, but it regains normalcy once the water becomes calm. Similarly, the Jivatma cannot remain composed when put in touch with terrific aspect of Ishvara. Even Arjuna, the greatest warrior, the Sabyasachi, is a victim of this. So this shloka, which is an Arjuna Uvacha, is strengthening his Sakhya Bhava with Krishna and feels the zone of comfort. Here, I want to just recall sage Narada's one beautiful shloka in Bhagavata, which he recites when he sees Krishna playing with Pandavas, and it is addressed to Yudhishthira. And it goes like this, Gudham Parabrahma Manushya Lingam. Essentially means Krishna resides very confidentially in your house, that is Yudhishthira's house, and lives with you just like a human being. Well, one should see the metaphor in this, because after all, Arjuna was habituated to having the privilege of interacting with the Lord as a friend and even a brother-in-law. But Krishna was always resting in his body, just as I said, he was resting in his residence. In fact, Arjuna's journey in the Gita has been from terrestrial disturbances of airports, that is the commencement of Mahabharata, commencement of the war, to celestial flight to the Vishwarupa, and now descent back to the Ekarupa. Swami Param, he lays open Arjuna's mind, which is applicable to all of us as well all the times. Leave alone the Arupa state, even the Aneka Rupa itself was frightening for Arjuna, like the Alice in Wonderland. The Nirguna Brahma was not so appealing at all, just like food appears insipid without any masala. Now, let's put it Vedantically, it is Brahman, the great Brahman, without Sparsha, Shabda, Rasa, Rupa, Gandha. And Arjuna says, thanks, my Lord, let me confine to your Ekarupa. And he addresses Janardhana. Janardhana means, when it goes to its origin, Janan Adhyati iti Janardhana, which means, I'm frightened of your tormenting form. Saumya Rupa Drishtva Manusha Rupam. The pleasing human form is all what I want. Idanim Asmi Samritaha, now I am composed. Sacheta Prakritam Gata. In my mind, normalcy has come. After seeing the Ekarupa, Arjuna seems to be saying, just a moment. Sir, can you put the slide, sir? Hegde, sir, thank you.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it, sir. Just 1 second, sir. This is a tranquil part of Krishna, and it reminds me of M.S. Subbulakshmi's great saying, which says, Adharam Madhuram, Vadanam Madhuram, Nayanam Madhuram, Hasitam Madhuram. And in her own mellifluous voice, it will go like this.
Adharam Madhuram, Vadanam Madhuram, Nayanam Madhuram, Hasitam Madhuram. Adharam Madhuram, Vadanam Madhuram, Nayanam Madhuram, Hasitam Madhuram.
The next 4 shlokas of this chapter, the next 4 shlokas of this chapter shows a roadmap for the chapter 11, that is the Bhakti Yoga. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for a very nice explanation. And through music, you have brought out the bhava of Bhakti and brought out the Rupa of Sri Krishna, which brings about devotion in our hearts. After listening to all this, that means after listening to the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, where Arjuna goes through wondrous experiences, frightening experiences, and devotion. He goes through all this. Now, in our daily life, when we see frightening and bad news, what is the message for us? Are we going to be frightened? Are we going to lose our equilibrium? Certainly, yes, we are all human beings. But what Swami Param's message is, when you hear bad news, our first reaction is what? But having gone through this chapter, what are we going to silently tell us? So what? This is all mithya. This is the leela of the great Lord Krishna, and I'm not going to let myself be affected. Dr. Ahalya, can you explain verse 52 for us?
Namaste, Harihi Om. The verse 52 is a very simple, straightforward verse where Bhagavan is telling how he has bestowed his grace on Arjuna to see the Vishwarupa, which is not easy to see. And in the next shloka, the 53rd shloka, he also says why he has done so. So the 52nd shloka goes this way. Sudur darshamidam rupam drishtavanasi yanmama deva apyasya rupasya nityam darshana kankshinaha. Bhagavan uvacha. We often hear the term Bhagavan. What does Bhagavan actually mean? Samasta aishwarya mahatmya yashaha Shri Kamartha Prayatnair Yukto Bhagavan Ityuchyate. Samasta, everything, all that can be included. Aishwarya, Ishana Bhava Aishwarya, Mahatmya, grandeur, Yashaha, glory, Shri, prosperity, Kama and Artha, prayatnair yuktu. So all the efforts, everything, one who has everything encompassed in him, Bhagavan ityuchyate. He is Bhagavan. Aparetu, there is one more understanding of Bhagavan. Ashtagunaishwaryam eva atra Bhagavan. Ashtasiddhi, one who has Ashtasiddhis of Anima, Mahima, Garima, Lagima, Tata. Praptihi, Prakamya, Ishitvam, Vashitvam. All these are there in him. So such Bhagavan is telling Arjuna, Sudurdarshamidam Rupam. In fact, Triveni madam brought out the Nahi Ninda Nyaya very beautifully here. Similarly, this also has the Bimba Pratibimba Vada. This chapter also has the Bimba Pratibimba Vada. The cosmic cause of the universe, the five Mahabhutas, Agni, Indra, Varuna, Vayu, Ananta Shakti, Harihara Brahma, Hiranyagarbha are all seen in the Vishwarupa. Arjuna also sees Kauravas, his Guru Bhishma, Drona, the 18 Akshohini Sainya, and himself in the Pratibimba Rupa. Every sadhaka longs to see this vision of the Lord, but as we know, only Arjuna is blessed, and for which Lord says, Sudurdarsha. Durdarsha is Durlabhena Darshanam, that which is difficult to get to see. Sudurdarsha, that very special and very difficult to get to see. So that was the Swarupa of Vishwarupa. So he says, nobody, even the Rishis and Devas, after years of penance and hard work, Rupam Idam, he says. Idam here stands for Purna and Rupa. So this Virat Rupa, this Vishwarupa is not easy for everyone to see. Drishtavan Asi. Asi is you. Drishtavan Asi. You have seen this special form. Which kind of form? Yan Mama, Yat Mama. Anunasika Sandhi here. What is mine? So you have seen this special form of mine. Devaha api asya. Devaha, all the celestial beings, api to asya. So even if all the celestial beings, rupasya nityam darshana kankshinaha, they are craving to see this form of mine, nityam darshana kankshinaha. They are always nityam, they are striving to see this. Darshana is to see. Drishyate anena iti darshanam. Darshana also has another meaning. Yadabhyudayikam chaiva naishreyasikam evacha sukha sadhaitum margam darshayet tadhi darshanam. That which shows us the path to reality. Kankshinaha comes from the term akanksha, ichha. The desire to see is akanksha, kankshinaha here. He uses the word darshana kankshinaha, which is in bahuvachana, which means many people are desirous to see this. So all the devas and rishis, etc. are desirous to see, but only you got to see this, is what he says. A similar verse comes in Mahabharata where Bhima longs to see the full form of Hanumanta. He knows he's not talking to an ordinary person in the Saugandhika Pushpa Prakarana, and he also says there, Yathve tadasita plavatah sagaram makaralayam rupam apratimam veera tadichami nirikshitum. So he also longs to see the Hanuman in all his glory, and asks him to show his actual Swarupa. So this is a very common longing of any sadhaka, to see the Lord in actual Swarupa in his full form. But a take-home point for someone like me, for the sadhaka, for a person here is, which would bring probably a smile on us, is like Arjuna, with surrender, we can also hope to see the Lord someday. And as Swami Param has said, not because we deserve it, not because we are qualified, but because of his grace and our surrender, maybe we can see is what we have to end this with. I would like to end this with Akka Mahadevi's Vachana. She, as we all know, is a great sadhaka, and who had seen Channamallikarjuna. She says in one of her vachanas, Arivu kantere yadavaralli aratiyanollayya neenu, bhava shuddha villadavarali doopavanollayya neenu, ಪರಿಣಾಮಿಗಳಲ್ಲದವರಲ್ಲಿ ನೈವೇದ್ಯವನಲ್ಲಯ್ಯ ನೀನು, ಹೃದಯ ಕಮಲವಿಲ್ಲದವರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲೊಲ್ಲಯ್ಯ ನೀನು. ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ದಿದ್ರೆ, ದೀಸ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್, ಎನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನುಂಟೆಂದು ಕರಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಬುಗೊಂಡೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಡಿಡ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಇನ್ ಮೀ ದಟ್ ಯು ಡಿಸೈಡೆಡ್ ಟು be in me or keep me in you, is what she is asking. Hela Channamallikarjuna. That is the surrender to which she went, and like Arjuna, she was able to see Channamallikarjuna. So a shloka where Bhagavan is telling, you got to see it because of these, which he explains in the next verse. Sorry, sir, I was totally unprepared. Made a small extempo. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Halya, for taking up this in a short notice. You have nicely explained all these verses. And here Krishna is saying it is difficult to see this form of mind with all the teachings of Vedanta that we have been through. One verse which comes to my mind again and again is from Kenopanishad, which says, Prati Bodha Viditam Matam. Now let that mantra be in our minds every time. Let it go into every cell of our body. Prati Bodha Viditam Matam. Our teacher all the time shows his hand and says, what do you see? In every experience, are you seeing the experiencer? And that is what we have learned from Vedanta. And that is why when Sri Krishna says even gods are craving to see this form of mind, through the grace of the Lord, we have got such a beautiful vision to be able to see consciousness in every experience that we see. Thanks, Dr. Halya. We go to Dr. Satyanarayana for the last verse for today. Please go ahead, verse 53.
Yes, sir. Verse 53, it goes like this. Na ham vedehi na tapasa, na dane na cha ijyaya, sakhyam evam vidho drishtam, drishtavan asimam yatha. Here, naham vedehi na tapasa, neither by the study of Veda nor by austerity, na danena na cha ijyaya, nor by charity nor by worship, takhya evam vidho drishtam, can I be seen in this form, drishtavan asimam yatha, as you have seen me. That is, Lord Krishna says, the divine spectacle you have seen was something no one else, irrespective of great holy accomplishment, ever can witness. In the previous verse, Lord Krishna has said that the Vishwarupa Darshana is a rare thing and even the Devas have not been able to get that. In this verse, Krishna wants to give the means of getting this Vishwarupa Darshanam. If Vishwarupa Darshanam is sadhyam, Krishna wants to give Vishwarupa Darshana sadhanam in this particular verse. So what are the sadhanas he mentioned here? He says, even if you are a great Vedic scholar, or even if you can chant the entire Vedas, that will not give you Vishwarupa Darshana. It is not possible even with Veda Adhyayanam. Even if you practice elaborate and intense tapas, all type of vrittim, austerities and practices by all Vedas and tapas will not help you. By charity also, Vishwarupa Darshanam cannot be attained. Ijjaya means yagna or ritual. Even by performing great rituals, one cannot have this Vishwarupa Darshanam. That also is not proper sadhana. Such rare Vishwarupa Darshana is not possible by these sadhanas, but you have got it, Arjuna. The very similar verse with wordings and explanation we have seen in verse 48, beautifully explained by Triveni Madam as well. But Swamiji warns us. We have seen Vedas will not help, tapas will not help, dana will not help, worship will not help. But Swamiji warns here that we all have to be careful and not be taken by literal meaning of this. Lord Krishna says, if at all you are doing such sadhana, it does not mean that you have to drop all of them. And it is not meant for dropping these, but by glorifying something else. So in 48 verse, we have come across Nahi Ninda Nyaya. That is what it is. It is not bringing down all these mentioned sadhanas, but bhakti is to be focused. Lord Krishna wants to mention that the means as bhakti, eagerness, sincere desire or craving called Tivra Bhakti is the sadhanam. Krishna wants to glorify this Tivra Bhakti. So it is by this undivided devotion, Lord Krishna can be seen in this form, known truly and merged into. So that is explanation of this. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Satya, for bringing that message very strongly. That if you want Vishwarupa Ishvara Darshana, bring in bhakti in your heart. As I mentioned even yesterday, Swami Param's lecture, which is there still on Yoga Malika on higher bhakti, the Samanya Bhakti, Vishesha Bhakti, ordinary knowledge and extraordinary knowledge. And through Jnanam and through Bhakti, if you are able to acquire that higher form of Bhakti, then you will be able to experience Vishwarupa Ishvara Darshana all the time. With that, we come to the end of today's class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you very much to all the speakers.